Well, we made it to Wyoming on our way to Grand Tetons on this kind of last minute trip. Well, I guess it wasn't a last minute trip. We had been planning to do this trip for a couple weeks, but due to some interesting circumstances, we decided we'd go ahead and move our trip up a little bit. See if we can find a campsite for the night, kind of last minute on a Saturday night. Doubt it, but we'll find out. What do you think? What do you think, Tracy? Are we gonna find a campsite?
We'll find some place to sleep.
That's the attitude. We'll find some place to sleep.
I'm Tracy, and I'm a nurse.
And I'm Chris, and I'm a nomad. And we love nothing more than getting out and exploring. Doesn't matter, we'll go by plane, train, or our van.
However, with full-time jobs, we gotta find ways to maximize our time, and that's where we bring you in to show you the tips and tricks and all the fun you can have along the way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me take you back to the start of our trip, where we found ourselves with a few extra days off, so we had to head out early. So we hopped into Helen and took about 7 hours driving through Vegas and into southern Utah, where we found a rest stop to sleep at before hitting the road again for a long driving day into Wyoming.
Of the freeze.
Wyoming. Our 5th time entering Wyoming for today.
I feel deja vu.
Another.
Yeah, that
It's like-
this wasn't the first attack on them.
It's like Groundhog's Day. It's our 3rd time in Wyoming in like 2 hours.
Colors.
You guys, Californians don't see tree color changes like this ever.
It's like every color of the rainbow. Everything. Yellows, greens, reds. There's purples down here in the valley.
Wow. Is this what fall is like in the rest of the country?
Is this fall?
Is this fall?
What does this fall?
Is this color change in trees? Wow.
Good morning, everyone. Chris here from Nurse and the Nomad. Just wanted to kind of give you a brief little morning tour of this campsite we got to. Hi! You decided to join me on this campsite tour. But last night we were looking for a place. We were up here by Tetons. We were thinking about going into the park and staying. I don't know if we're actually in the park, so I'm gonna make sure the dog is inside since she's not on a leash. Inside, come on. Nope, other inside.
You will not be contained. I want to be out with you.
So back to it, wanted to do a quick little tour. We pulled in last night. It was a quick, easy spot to get into. It's actually, as you see, it's pretty road adjacent there. So a little bit of noise, but didn't bother us too much. We're pretty sound sleepers. I am. Put in some earplugs, didn't even hear anything, including the guy next to us that has a little generator here. But yeah, real nice little campsite. It's small, not very big. I think there's only about 11 sites in here, but they kind of make a nice little circle. But then over there you can see, maybe off in the distance, I don't know if the camera's picking up some of the vehicles in the background, there's actually a big overflow parking area there as well. And then if you follow the forest road up, there's some nice forest road parking. So pretty cool little campsite. It was free, which is nice. Everyone likes free 30. Reason it was free is it's a U.S. Forest campground and it's after season. So they've closed all the facilities, no bathrooms, no trash service, etc. But they keep it open for people passing by and needing a place to stay. Had a fire ring, had a table, bear box and locker, which we didn't need, but yeah. This is our nice little perfect site we got here.
Since we were so close to Grand Tetons National Park, one of our favorite parks, we had to drive around and enjoy the views and get a stamp for Chris's passport book. If you haven't been there, definitely add it to your list. We then hit the road for approximately 5 hours to our next state park campsite for the night.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to kind of do a quick little video of our campsite that we stayed at last night as we were driving through Wyoming here. You'll probably notice it looks a little bit cold. It is. It's a nice night. We got a little bit of dew, a little bit of frost actually. And then we're parked here at the Sitting Bull campground in Wyoming. It's in the Bighorn National Forest. What's really cool, I didn't know if this was something that they've always done and I'm just new to this, so leave a comment if I'm just the new guy. But a lot of these campsites close for the season over Labor Day, after Labor Day, or kind of, mid-September. But instead of, locking the gate and keeping everyone out, which doesn't make any sense at all, they leave the gates open. They just don't have any service. So they don't charge. They actually wrap up the Iron Ranger here, so you can't even pay, even though I'd love to donate a little bit of money, but I guess that's your tax dollars. But what was really cool is it does say the campground closes and then the gates remain open. Pack in, pack out. I don't think the bathrooms are open, so if you're self-contained, you got the world to be your oyster, if you will. Sites are spaced nicely, so we're in site 1 here. Site 2's up by that 10-mile-an-hour sign. As you can see, a couple other people up there, so not too bad. Unfortunately, even though some of the reviews said you might see some, I didn't get a chance to see a moose this morning. So I'm a little bummed, but make the best of that. Otherwise, you guys have a good one. We're off to northern Wyoming and then to southern Montana. See you there.
Be very, very quiet. We're looking for mooses. Mooses. Chris has never seen one with the big antlers.
Yeah, I've never seen an adult. I've only seen an adult.
I did, because I was not playing around on my phone. With no moose sightings, we decided to continue on our way. We noticed that the ranch where Chris's mom had worked as a young adult was nearby, so we had to go check out Eaton Ranch before pushing on into Montana to stay at our harvest host for the night, a vineyard of all places. It was a relatively short travel day, only about 6 hours of driving, but we were excited to get to the harvest host early so we could enjoy a wine tasting. Well, that's easy enough. Harvest host.
You're on grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather they park on the grass.
It's like, here? I always feel weird like driving on someone's grass.
It's not really grass.
It's true.
It says parking here on grass.
Right.
Like a little bucket?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's so you don't run over whatever it's blocking.
Yeah. So we're at a harvest host in Montana, the Tongue River Winery. Such a cool freaking place. Can we just talk about how amazing their wine is?
It was really, really, really good.
Really good. And the guy was like so passionate about wine. You could really tell he loved it. Every wine that we had was delicious. But yeah, really cool harvest host.
Hybrid wines.
With hardy grapes that can survive the cold weather here in Montana.
You're wondering how in the world we got wine here in Montana. That's basically what they use. So they use grapes that I've never even heard of, including Marquette, Crimson Pearl, and Petite Pearl.
It says those are like
grapes.
15 years old and then 7-year-old grapes.
So they're brand new grapes. They came out of, it sounds like Canada.
University of Minnesota and Saskatchewan.
They're pretty cool.
So cool.
Made in Montana.
I would highly recommend, if you're up in this area, to come check it out. It was so cool, so amazing. We're gonna have some pasta now. And what dinner goes better with wine than some pasta? So we made a really quick, simple pasta with red sauce and some garlic bread with our Hawaiian rolls. Boop.
Nice.
Good?
It does hit the spot.
Does it? All right, let's see how this bread turned out. Oh,
we're gonna finish dinner and watch some football and drink some wine.
Maybe in that order, maybe not.
The next morning, we enjoyed a giant homemade breakfast before heading out to our next stop, Fort Union Trading Post.
Coming out of way, way, way eastern Montana. And then heading into way, way, way western North Dakota. Reason we're way up here is we're heading to Teddy Roosevelt National Park. But right now we're actually headed to the Fort Union Trading Post National Historic Site, so that's what actually brings us way, way up here, and then we're going to work our way back down through the northern part of the park.
There's the Dakota
first.
sign!
Yeah, we're leaving Montana. Welcome to North Dakota.
Woohoo, new state!
One less state for Helen. One giant leap for Helen kind. Tracy's driving, so you're getting some nice narrations by me.
I would like to apologize to everyone for Chris's incompetence with the camera. We're at the Fort Union Trading Post in the border of Montana, North Dakota, and Chris was filming all this great content and did not hit the record button. So, we're at the Fort Union Trading Post. We're in the overflow parking lot because there's like 5 parking spots. The parking lot for overflows in Montana, and the parking lot for the main Union Trading Post is in North Dakota. So let's go cross the border. Oh yeah, Luna? Shoot, Grace. We're walking all the way from Montana to North Dakota to go see this site. Very excited. All right, folks, I'm gonna be in 2 places at once. Entering North Dakota, entering North Dakota, entering Montana. Do not laugh at me. So one of the things they didn't tell you in the brochure, a lot of freaking bugs here.
Bugs everywhere.
Bugs everywhere. Bees and mosquitoes and crickets and grasshoppers and bleh.
Yeah. They've definitely not eradicated the bugs.
No.
The Fort Union Trading Post was built in 1828 where the Missouri and Yellowstone rivers join by John Jacob Astor's American Fur Company. The Fort Union Trading Post was the most important fur trade post on the upper Missouri River between 1828 and 1867, where it conducted business with 7 Northern Plains tribes. The tribes traded furs ranging from bear to bison to beaver, and in exchange received manufactured goods such as cloth, guns, ammunition, pipes, beads, and cooking wares. The post annually traded 25,000 buffalo furs and $100,000 in merchandise. It also served as a home for fur company employees with families living in the dwelling range residences, and there was also a bourgeoisie house where the postmaster lived and hosted prominent guests such as European nobles, artists, and scientists. In 1867, due to westward migration, the fort was purchased by the U.S. Army and parts were salvaged and used to build Fort Buford 3 miles away. In 1966, the National Park Service acquired the site to help preserve the fort's legacy and history and went about rebuilding the post, where it has been rebuilt according to the base records of how it looked in 1851.
And I gotta say, the park ranger inside was so friendly, super and knowledgeable about everything. Gave us such a cool rundown of everything.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where, okay, then that must be the river in the distance. Okay. So I'm like,
I don't see a river.
You see those little banks?
Oh yeah, that's super far. All right, let's leave North Dakota to go back into Montana to go back into North Dakota. And go to Roosevelt.
And stay tuned for our next adventure as we continue to push on into North Dakota and check out Teddy Roosevelt National Park. Definitely want to stay tuned for that, so hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Salud.
Oh.
Big giant parking lot here.
Oh.
Had Chris been recording the first time, you would have heard our jokes about it, but can't recreate it.
It's lost.
It's lost forever.
Forever.
But yeah, 5, 6, 7 parking spots. And then they had to put the overflow parking in another state.
I'm not really sure how she got 5 or 7 parking spots out of the 5, but
Oh, 8. 8, the handicap.
like,
Handicap spots are parking spots also.
I was like